In a distant corner of the galaxy, the Galactic Council gathered in their grand chamber. This place was filled with alien leaders from many planets. They were serious, discussing a new threat they believed came from Earth. The Council had long viewed Earth as a small and weak planet. They thought the humans were primitive and not worth their time. One leader, a tall alien with bright green skin named Zarnok, slammed his fist on the table. "Why should we worry about those tiny creatures?" he exclaimed, his voice booming. "They have no real power. They cannot stand against us." The other leaders nodded, agreeing with Zarnok. They believed that humans could not hurt them. They remembered stories of humans being easily defeated in the past. The Council laughed at the idea that Earth could be a threat to their vast empire. Meanwhile, on Earth, a group of humans was working hard in secret. For years, they had been hiding a fleet of ancient starships. These ships were built long ago and had been forgotten. The leaders of Earth knew that they needed to prepare for the worst. They had heard rumors of an alien invasion, and they feared that the Galactic Council would come for them again. In a hidden base, Commander Sarah, a brave and clever leader, stood before her team. She looked at the old starships, their metallic surfaces gleaming under the lights. "We have trained for this moment," she said, her voice steady. "We cannot let them destroy our home. We must show them that we are not as weak as they think." The team cheered, filled with determination. They worked day and night to restore the ships. They upgraded weapons and repaired engines. Slowly, the fleet became ready. But no one outside of Earth knew about their preparation. The Council was unaware of the power that was hidden beneath the surface of the small planet. As the Galactic Council continued to mock the humans, Commander Sarah and her team finished their preparations. They were ready to defend their home. The time had come to show the galaxy that Earth was not just a tiny dot in space. They would fight back. Back in the Council chamber, Zarnok and the others planned their attack. They were confident that they could crush Earth in no time. "Send the fleet to destroy the humans," Zarnok ordered, waving his hand dismissively. "Let us teach them a lesson." But just as the Council was about to send their ships, a human envoy arrived. A small group of humans, including Commander Sarah, stood before the Council members. They were nervous but determined. Sarah stepped forward and spoke clearly. "We come in peace, but we must warn you. An invasion is coming for Earth. We need your help to stop it." The Council members laughed again. "Help? You think you need our help?" Zarnok said with a sneer. "You are nothing but small, weak creatures. You cannot stop us!" The humans felt disheartened, but did not give up. "We may be small, but we are strong in our hearts. We have fought hard to survive, and we will do so again," Sarah declared. "You do not understand our strength." The Council continued to mock the humans, dismissing their warnings. The meeting ended with laughter and insults as the aliens turned their backs on the small delegation. As the humans walked away, Sarah felt a fire within her. They would show the Council just how wrong they were. Little did the Council know, Earth was preparing to unleash its hidden power. The humans were ready to surprise everyone. With their fleet now armed and full of hope, they planned to fight for their home. The Galactic Council had made a big mistake, underestimating the heart and courage of humanity. Soon they would learn the truth. Earth was not just a small planet, it was a force to be reckoned with. The Galactic Council was confident. They had made their plans and were ready to attack Earth. Zarnok and the other leaders believed the humans were no threat. They gathered their massive fleet, a sight to behold, with ships that sparkled like stars in the darkness of space. The Council was sure they would easily crush the humans. "Prepare the fleet for launch," Zarnok commanded, his eyes gleaming with excitement. He could already imagine the glory of victory. The Council members cheered, eagerly anticipating their triumph over the weak humans. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Commander Sarah was leading her team as they readied their own fleet. The hidden starships, once thought to be old and useless, were now equipped with powerful weapons and advanced technology. They were no longer relics, they had become humanity's last hope. The humans gathered in their command center, eyes fixed on the massive screens displaying their fleet. "Today we show the galaxy who we really are," Sarah said, her voice filled with passion. The crew cheered, their hearts pounding with excitement and fear. They knew the battle ahead would not be easy. As the alien ships began to launch toward Earth, the humans prepared to meet them. Sarah and her team watched from their command center. They felt nervous, but they were determined to defend their home. "We will fight for our planet!" Sarah shouted. "We will not let them take our freedom." Suddenly, an alarm blared throughout the command center. "The alien fleet is approaching!" A crew member shouted, his fingers dancing across the controls. The humans quickly took their positions, ready for the unexpected. As the alien ships entered Earth's atmosphere, they were shocked by what they saw. Out of nowhere, the human fleet appeared, emerging from behind the moon. The old starships looked majestic against the backdrop of the stars. Bright lights shone from their weapons, and they stood ready to fight. "What is this?" Zarnok yelled, his confidence wavering. He could not believe his eyes. The tiny humans had a fleet of their own, and it was larger than he had ever imagined. The Council had underestimated them terribly. The humans activated their ships, and in an instant they were flying through space. Sarah commanded her fleet with precision. "Focus on their command ship," she ordered. "Take out their leader." With a loud roar, the human ships fired their weapons. Bright beams of light shot out, striking the alien fleet. The aliens were caught off guard and began to panic. Ships were exploding in the chaos, and Zarnok struggled to regain control. "Return fire!" he shouted, but the humans were quick and agile. They dodged the incoming attacks, using their smaller ships to their advantage. The battle was fierce, with explosions lighting up the darkness of space. One by one, the alien ships fell, their arrogance turning to fear. The Council members watched in disbelief as their grand plan unraveled before their eyes. The humans were not just surviving, they were fighting back with all their strength. "Commander, we are gaining the upper hand!" A crew member cheered. Sarah felt a surge of hope. They had managed to turn the tide of battle, but she knew they had to keep pushing forward. "We can't let up," she yelled. "This is our chance!" As the humans continued to fight valiantly, the tide began to turn. The alien ships that had once been so confident now fled in chaos. The humans pressed on, determined to show the Council that they were a force to be reckoned with. Zarnok, filled with rage, realized they had made a terrible mistake. They had laughed at Earth, thinking it was weak, but now they were paying the price. The small planet had proven to be mighty, surprising everyone with its strength and courage. As the battle raged on, the humans felt a sense of unity. They were fighting not just for themselves, but for all of Earth. Together, they would prove that even the smallest of worlds could rise up and defend what was theirs. The Galactic Council had never seen anything like this before. Their assumptions had been shattered, and they were now faced with the undeniable power of humanity. The battle raged on, and the humans felt a surge of hope as their ships pushed forward against the alien fleet. Commander Sarah watched as her crew fought bravely. The skies were filled with bright flashes of light, and the sounds of explosions echoed through space. Each victory made them stronger, and they began to believe they could win. "Keep firing!" Sarah shouted, her voice steady and confident. "We must not give them a chance to regroup." Her team worked together seamlessly, each member knowing their role. The older ships, once thought useless, proved to be strong and powerful. They moved with surprising speed, dodging enemy fire and striking back with precision. On the alien side, Zarnok was furious. His once mighty fleet was now in disarray. He could see that the humans were not just fighting back, they were fighting smart. "Rally the ships!" he ordered, trying to regain control. "We cannot let these tiny creatures defeat us!" But his commands fell on deaf ears as his crew panicked. The humans had turned the tables, and the aliens were losing ground. In the heat of battle, Sarah's heart raced. She knew they had to keep pushing. "Target their command ship!" she commanded. "If we take it down, we can end this!" The crew nodded, determined and focused. They had learned from the earlier attacks, using quick maneuvers and teamwork to avoid enemy fire. As the humans closed in on the command ship, Sarah spotted a weak spot in its defenses. "Now's our chance!" she shouted. "Fire all weapons!" The bright beams of energy shot toward the command ship, hitting it directly. The alien vessel shuddered under the impact, and alarms blared throughout the ship. Zarnok felt a chill run down his spine. "Prepare for a counterattack!" he yelled, but it was too late. The humans were relentless, pressing their advantage and pushing the aliens back. The command ship's crew struggled to repair their damaged systems, but the humans were too fast. Suddenly, a loud explosion rocked the alien fleet. The command ship was hit again, and Zarnok's face twisted with rage and disbelief. "We will not be defeated by these insignificant beings!" he screamed. But the fear was evident in his eyes. He knew the tide was turning against him. Back on Earth, the news of the human fleet's bravery spread quickly. People watched in awe as their soldiers fought for their freedom. Families gathered around screens, holding their breaths with every explosion. "We believe in you!" They shouted, their voices filled with hope. The humans in space could feel the support of their planet, and it fueled their determination. As the battle continued, Sarah noticed some alien ships breaking away from the fight. "They're retreating!" she exclaimed, a mix of disbelief and joy in her voice. "We can win this!" The crew erupted in cheers, their spirits lifted by the sight of the enemy fleeing. But Zarnok, refusing to accept defeat, rallied his remaining forces. "We will not run!" he shouted. "We will show them our true power." He ordered a desperate charge against the humans, hoping to turn the tide one last time. The remaining ships surged forward, firing wildly in a final attempt to regain control. Sarah and her crew prepared for the oncoming attack. "Hold the line!" she commanded. "We will stand together!" The humans braced themselves, ready to face the alien onslaught. The clash was fierce, with both sides exchanging fire. As the smoke cleared, it became clear that the humans were holding strong. They worked together as a team, using their knowledge and skill to outmaneuver the aliens. The humans were not just fighting back, they were fighting smart. They used their smaller, more agile ships to weave in and out of the enemy's fire, taking out one alien vessel after another. In the chaos of battle, Sarah felt a wave of determination wash over her. "We are not alone," she thought, remembering the support from Earth. "We are fighting for our families, our friends, and our future." With renewed strength, she led her team to push even harder against the retreating aliens. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Zarnok realized he was losing. His once mighty fleet was crumbling before him. The humans had proven themselves, and he could no longer ignore their strength. "Retreat!" he shouted, but it was too late. The humans had risen up, and they would not back down. As the alien ships fled, the humans cheered, their hearts swelling with pride. They had fought back against the odds and emerged victorious. Commander Sarah looked out at the stars, knowing this was just the beginning of their fight for survival. As the dust settled from the recent battle, the humans celebrated their surprising victory. Commander Sarah and her crew were filled with joy and relief. They had stood up to the mighty Galactic Council and had shown that humanity could fight back. But deep down, Sarah knew this was only the beginning. They needed more help to face the challenges ahead. While the humans celebrated, news of their victory spread across the galaxy. Many planets that had once watched Earth with fear and uncertainty now looked on with hope. They saw the courage of the humans and began to believe that they, too, could stand against the Galactic Council. On the planet Xylora, a group of alien leaders gathered. They were tired of the Council's control and wanted to take action. Queen Alara, a fierce warrior with a strong spirit, addressed her people. "The humans have shown us that we do not have to be afraid. They have defeated the Council's ships, and now it is our time to join the fight." The Xylorans, known for their agility and advanced technology, cheered. They had long dreamed of breaking free from the Council's rule, and now they had the courage to do it. They quickly prepared their ships and set out to find the humans. Back on Earth, Sarah was busy preparing her fleet for the next challenge. She knew that the Council would not take their defeat lightly. Just as she was deep in thought, a message came in from the Xyloran fleet. The screen flickered to life and Queen Alara appeared. "Commander Sarah," the Queen said, her voice steady and strong, "we wish to join you in the fight against the Galactic Council. Together we can show them our strength." Sarah felt a wave of excitement. "We would be honored to have you as our allies," she replied, a smile breaking across her face. "With your technology and our determination, we can make a real difference." The two leaders quickly discussed their plans. They agreed to meet at a nearby space station to coordinate their next steps. As the Xyloran ships approached Earth, Sarah felt a renewed sense of hope. Allies were exactly what they needed to stand against the Council. Meanwhile, Zarnok was in a panic. The news of the humans' victory and the Xylorans joining them reached the Galactic Council. "This cannot be!" he shouted, slamming his fist on the table. "We were supposed to crush these creatures, not give them allies." The other council members exchanged worried glances. They had underestimated the humans before, and now they faced a real threat. Zarnok realized they needed to act fast. "We must send a message to other planets," he ordered. "We will show them that the Council is still powerful, and anyone who stands with the humans will pay the price." As Zarnok plotted his next move, Sarah and Queen Alara prepared their fleets. The Xylorans brought advanced ships that could move quickly and strike hard. Their technology was unlike anything the humans had seen before, and they knew it would be a valuable addition to their forces. At the space station, the humans and Xylarans met to finalize their plans. Sarah stood before the gathered leaders of both fleets. "Today we unite against a common enemy," she declared. "Together we can fight back against the Galactic Council and protect our homes." The room filled with cheers and determination. The Xylarans showed off their impressive weaponry, and the humans shared their strategies. It was a powerful moment, one that filled everyone with hope and excitement. They were no longer alone. They had allies who believed in their cause. As they prepared for the upcoming battle, Sarah and Alara formed a strong bond. They understood that they were fighting not just for their own worlds, but for the freedom of all who suffered under the Council's rule. "We must show them the strength of our alliance," Alara said, her eyes shining with resolve. "Together we will win." The time came to launch their joint fleet. As they soared into space, the humans and Xylarans worked in perfect harmony, their ships flying side by side. They felt a sense of unity, a powerful force that would not be easily broken. Meanwhile, Zarnok watched as the united fleet of humans and Xylarans approached. Fear began to creep into his heart. He had once thought victory was assured, but now he faced an unexpected alliance that could change everything. "Prepare for battle!" Zarnok shouted, but deep down he knew that the tides were turning. The humans had allies, and together they were ready to fight back against the Galactic Council. The true battle was about to begin, and the fate of many worlds hung in the balance. The day of the battle had finally arrived. Commander Sarah stood on the bridge of her ship, the Endurance, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. Around her, the crew was preparing for the fight ahead. The Xylaran fleet joined them, sleek ships glimmering in the distance. Together, they were ready to face the Galactic Council. "Today we fight for our freedom," Sarah announced to her crew. The room erupted in cheers. They all knew what was at stake. They were not just fighting for themselves, but for every planet that had suffered under the Council's rule. In the command center of the Galactic Council, Zarnok was also preparing for battle. He paced back and forth, his mind racing. "These tiny beings think they can defeat us? They will learn the hard way," he yelled at his advisors. His anger boiled, and he was determined to crush the humans and their new allies. As the fleets prepared, Sarah and Queen Alara met one last time. "We have trained for this moment," Alara said, her voice steady. "Together we will show them our strength." Sarah nodded, feeling a sense of unity between their two races. They both understood the importance of this battle. The two fleets moved into position, their ships forming a massive line in space. With a final signal, they launched forward. The battle began with a bang. Bright beams of energy lit up the dark void as both sides exchanged fire. Sarah gave orders to her crew, and they worked together flawlessly. "Focus on their lead ships," she shouted. The humans and Xylarans worked in perfect harmony, their ships weaving in and out, dodging enemy fire while hitting their targets. The Xylaran ships moved swiftly, using their speed to outmaneuver the larger alien vessels. Zarnok watched as the humans and Xylarans fought bravely. His command ship shook from the impact of a nearby explosion. "Counterattack!" he shouted. The alien ships rallied and launched a fierce barrage against the humans. The battle was fierce, and both sides suffered losses. As the fighting continued, Sarah noticed that some alien ships were starting to break formation. "They're losing their focus," she called out. "Now is our chance! Push forward!" The humans and Xylarans pressed their advantage, moving in closer to the enemy lines. Amid the chaos, Sarah spotted Zarnok's command ship. It was heavily guarded, but she knew they had to take it down to win the battle. "Let's go for their leader," she commanded. "Target Zarnok's ship." Her crew nodded, determination shining in their eyes. With the Xylarans covering their flanks, Sarah led the charge. They weaved through enemy fire, getting closer to Zarnok's ship. "Fire all weapons," she ordered, and the ship erupted with energy blasts aimed straight at the enemy leader. Zarnok realized too late that the humans were targeting him. "No! This cannot happen!" he screamed as the blast struck his ship. The command ship shook violently, alarms blaring. He tried to regain control, but it was too late. The humans and Xylarans pressed their attack relentlessly. As the explosions rocked Zarnok's ship, he felt fear creeping into his heart. "We cannot lose!" he yelled, trying to rally his remaining forces. But it was clear to everyone that the Council was losing ground. The united front of the humans and Xylarans was too powerful. Back on the Endurance, Sarah felt a surge of hope. "We can win this!" she shouted. The crew cheered. their spirits lifted by the sight of the alien ships retreating. The tide had truly turned. Suddenly, Zarnok's ship began to crumble under the pressure. "Prepare to abandon ship," he ordered, his voice shaking with fear. His once proud command was falling apart, and he could not accept it. In his final moments, he vowed, "I will return." As Zarnok and his remaining crew escaped, the humans and Xylorans celebrated their victory. The battle had been hard fought, but they had succeeded against overwhelming odds. Sarah felt tears of joy as she looked at her crew. They had proven themselves not just as warriors, but as allies. In the aftermath of the battle, the fleets came together in unity. "We did it!" Sarah exclaimed. "This victory belongs to all of us!" The Xylorans cheered, their voices ringing out in celebration. The humans and Xylorans had shown the galaxy that they were strong and determined. They had fought against the Galactic Council and emerged victorious. The message was clear. Together, they could overcome any challenge. As the stars shone brightly overhead, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning of a new chapter for all who dared to stand against oppression.